the land where the Sahel sun scorches the earth and whispers of revolution ride the desert winds, a nation rises once more to reclaim its dignity. A land ancient, brave, and burdened. Burkadia, the beating heart of West Africa, trembles under the weight of betrayal, resistance, and the thirst for sovereignty. It is the year of reckoning. The world may know it by a different name, but to her children, warriors born of dust and legacy, she is sacred soil, a mother scorned and a kingdom scarred. And at the helm of this fragile resurrection stands one man, Commander Jao Traoré. Once a mere officer, now the voice of a revolution, Traoré rose not from polished parlors or gilded offices, but from the very trenches of rebellion. His hands, calloused and stained with the weight of war, reached not for crowns but for justice. But peace is a stranger in the streets of Burkadia. After months of fragile calm, the silence shattered with the clang of betrayal. A coup, born in darkness, was swiftly crushed. The capital, New Ouagadougou, trembled for a moment, then roared. The people came not with pitchforks, but with flags, not with chaos, but with conviction. Streets flooded with thousands, like men, women, elders, and youth, all raising their voices in a chorus of defiance. "We stand with Traoré! Burkadia shall not bow." Their chants echoed across the land, carried by wind and will, reaching the ears of powers who sit oceans away. One such voice, cold and distant, came from across the Atlantic. U.S. General Michael Langley, draped in medals and doubt, accused the Burkadian regime of misusing gold reserves, of plundering their own fortune. But in Burkadia, gold was not merely currency. It was history. It was blood. It was the legacy of a people whose veins ran rich with sacrifice. Langley's words were not seen as concern. They were heard as insult. The accusation was a spark, and Burkadia, weary of foreign chains disguised as aid, lit up in flames of anti-imperialist fury. Crowds rallied not just in support of a man, but in protest of a system, one that had, for decades, sought to puppet their leaders and pillage their land. Placards read, "We are not your colony. Africa is not for sale. Burkadia bows to none." But the betrayal ran deeper. Traoré's intelligence unit traced the foiled coup's origins not to local dissenters alone, but to neighboring Ivory Coast, a nation once brother, now suspect. Whispers spoke of exiled oligarchs, foreign-backed agents, and secret meetings in villas guarded by mercenaries. It was not just Burkadian hands that sought to stain the soil. It was the shadows beyond their borders. Traoré took to the podium. His voice, thunder in the storm. "They think us broken. They think Burkadia is a prize to be passed between empires. But we are not the Burkadia of old. We are fire. We are rebirth." He paused. "And we will rise, even if we must walk through ashes." And so they did. Where once aid flowed from Western hands, now the streets saw banners of another kind. Red, white, and blue, but not of America. It was the tricolor of the Russian Federation, fluttering side by side with Burkadia's lion-emblazoned flag. Moscow had arrived, not with lectures, but with logistics, not with speeches, but with steel. In secret meetings under moonlight and mountain, deals were struck, for weapons, for wheat, for whispers of a future alliance. To many in the West, it was betrayal. To Burkadia, it was survival. Old alliances fractured, regional relations soured. Ivory Coast recalled its diplomats. The African Union issued statements of concern, but the people of Burkadia had chosen their path, and they marched it with pride. As the sun rose over the savannah, a new Burkadia emerged, one not ruled by the shadow of colonizers nor puppeteered by global masters. This was a nation at war with the chains of history, wielding the twin swords of unity and unyielding spirit. In every village, elders told the children, Remember this year, for it is the year the lion woke. In the north, young miners refused to surrender their gold to foreign corporations. In the east, farmers renamed their cooperatives after fallen freedom fighters. In the west, women painted murals of Traoré beside the ancestral gods of justice. And in the heart of New Ouagadougou, a statue rose. Not of a general, not of a president, but of the people. A towering monument of joined hands, scarred feet, and unbroken backs gazing into the horizon. The message was clear. This is not about one man. This is a movement. But history is never still. The enemies of progress do not rest. They whisper, conspire, and return in different masks. There are rumors still of new plots, of drones above the jungles, of a new breed of economic warfare. And so the question remains, will Burkadia endure? Can the fire of patriotism withstand the cold tides of global power? Only time will tell. But one thing is certain. The roar of Burkadia has been heard, and it will not be silenced. In the battle between empires and identity, sometimes the loudest weapon is the voice of the people.